Fucking hell. Odd. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just want to say thank you so much, man. It is actually the 100th episode today. What the fuck happened there? I don't even know. This is crazy, though. I didn't expect it to do 100 so quickly. The day has gone incredibly fast. I still remember when I actually officially opened up the YouTube itself and, did my own show and whatnot. I started from episode 1 with just probably about 5 or 6 people there. Some of you guys actually I'm seeing there was actually my first, the first people that actually joined in with my show. And here we are, man. Since 100 episodes later, here we are. We're still banging it out. Nothing's changed. Every single day, still doing my thing. And I just want to say to each and one of you, thank you so much for supporting me, for being here. The ups and downs and whatnot. There's been not really downs to say. I would say not really downs, but more like you've always been supportive. Every one of you guys there. We've hit over 2,100 subscribers there in a matter of 100 episodes. So to me that's a massive achievement there, and we're just gonna keep on building. So I hope you guys have learned a number of things during the sessions and whatnot. We've done a lot of alphas here and there, talking about ranges, market structures, and a bunch of other stuff. And I hope, I know trading is really difficult, and some of the guys in the group itself are getting stopped at here and there as well. And it really comes down to being patient and taking one step at a time. And it's like the same for anything, any business you do, any transaction you do, anything you do. One second. Anything you do, it does require time and effort as well. So same like trading, same with university, school, whether it's at work, whether it's with the family, with your kids, all that kind of thing, all requires a bit of time and love and a bit of attention as well. And you guys have given that to me as well. And I'm truly, truly grateful. 100 episodes later, and here we are. And I'm not stopping. I don't have no intentions to stop. I'm going to keep doing this as long as I can. And and hopefully going into in this mini alt run that we have, we're going to make some money out of this as well. And then when it's time to short, we short it back down, accumulate when we need to accumulate, get ready for the bull run, buy into really good opportunities that we can see. For example, like I've mentioned, Doge is one that I'll be looking for. OGN's another one. Link is another one. Mask lately is another one I've seen lately on all over Twitter regarding about the whole Twitter thing and whatnot. There's a number of altcoins, and even new altcoins when to go into. A0 is another one as well that I'll be looking to actually accumulate back. Not back in 2023, 2024 around that time, when the bottom comes in, when it's confirmed that it's actually the bottom's in. So we've got a long way to go. I was looking at it in the morning. I was like, when is the halving? The halving, I believe, is in May. So we've got 17 months, which means 17 months of preparation. In those 17 months, there's a lot to do. So that requires us to actually do do a lot of learning in that time. And whether you trade or you don't trade, right, it just requires you to actually stick with it for the next 17 months, come into the bull run. Once we have the halving, then things start getting a lot more interesting. Then we start seeing things pick up. So if you think about it, this at the very beginning, right, when was the last halving? It was in 2020, right? Let me have a look. I just want to have a quick look. Give me a second there. When was last? So May 2020. May 2020 was the last Bitcoin halving, right? And it was just funny that on May the 19th, or was it May the 12th, around that, I think it was the 19th actually. May 19th is when we had that dump. The dump on Bitcoin 2021. A massive, massive dump from 60k. We played all the way back down to around 28k, well, 29k, 30k, around that area. And we just had a whole year of, of collapse, of 50% wipeout, right? So if we have the next halving, which is around May 2024, right? Then that means coming to 11 months, 10 11 months in, right? If we're still going up, we obviously, with technical analysis, you start understanding on higher time frame what's the importance of a monthly level. So let's just say we found, just for example, let me bring this up. I think I'll bring this up and I'll just have a quick chat before we actually start the introduction with the shout out and whatnot. Let's have a look. Where's Bitcoin? Where the fuck is Bitcoin? BTC. All right, so let's have a look. So let's go on the daily. So we know May 20 was the halving, right? So the May 20 was around, it's around this area here, around this area. So let's call it at 9K. 9K was when the halving was happening. And then 9K, we shot up all the way up like a motherfucker, right to 60, 65K. No, that's not right. Yeah, 65K was the all-time high at the time. 64K, let's call it. But you can clearly see there was an area of resistance, right? Like you could have picked out, for example, right? You could have picked out this high itself in particular. That's the last high. Or you could have picked out this high there. Whichever high you picked out, you could clearly see once we got up, we did a deviation, come back down, find resistance, then gets back up, takes out these highs, and we close back in and we start finding resistance. When we start finding resistance, the moment we lose this low over here, once we go down, that was it. That was your confirmation for going lower, and off we go. And then you could, like, so going into the next run. So all these things that you experience, whether you experienced it or you haven't, go back, have a look how the chart reacts, what was happening, where was a bullish phase, where was a breakdown. Look at all these things, all these technical analysis we do. Just do the same thing. Just run it back, and then it gives you a bit of a hindsight in the future how to play this going forward. Looking at market structure, see if we get a breakdown. You can clearly see the breakdown was literally here. Because if you look at market structure, we talked about it a few times. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. A breaking market structure is when we lose that low, right? So that higher low. And what happens is price comes back down, takes this higher low, goes a retest, makes a lower high, and then sells off. What happened? This principle, this very basic principle, right? It's over here. So let me show it to you. We got from the bottom, we got high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We lose this low there, and any pullback will give you an opportunity to sell off all your crypto and come back down, and then we look to see how things are. And obviously we have this accumulation over here, breakout, and then you could have entered in again, playing it up higher, X, Y, and Z. So that's the way you're looking for. So when you guys are actually listening to me talk as well, don't just like follow what I'm just saying. Just start to pay attention to some of the keywords I'm using, and just go back yourself and have a look and see, because like if you can find it yourself without relying on me, you're way ahead, right? You're way ahead of many people who in the next bull run, what will happen is they will come on the show. I mean, look, right now there's 30 people of us right now, right? Going into the next bull run, there's going to be hundreds, maybe thousands. I don't fucking know, right? I don't really care, but I care about you guys, because you guys are the original G's, the OGs. These are the guys that I'm going to obviously have more attention to compared to everyone else. All these other people that comes in afterwards, they're just noise. They're just going to be like, oh, where do I sell? Where do I buy? Do I buy? Do I buy? That's all they're going to be talking shit like that. We here are we're a small group of number. And the good thing about these small group of number is that we are able to start learning these things going forward. So when it comes into the bull run, we don't have to start asking about where do I buy. What you'll be asking is where do I fucking sell? There's a difference here. Guys who are coming in 2024, 2025, around that time, around after the Bitcoin halving, and Bitcoin start pushing up to 50, 60K, they'll be like, where do I buy? Where do I buy? But we already have bought a long time. You guys should ask a different question. I expect all of you guys here to start saying to me, where do I fucking sell? That's the difference. See the difference of frame of mind that we have? The ones who start now at the bottom, at the very bottom, we're going to ask a very different question to the ones who's going to come in way after. It's a very different game. And that's when when you start asking the question, where do I sell? Well, that's when I'll be like, you know what? All that 100 episodes, the hundreds of episodes I've done, it's paid off. It's fucking paid off. And that's all I give a shit about. I don't care about anyone else. The ones that come in after, and then look, they can watch this very episode, this 100 episode, and they can see this right now. The ones coming after, well, I can't really help. I can help you. I can't help you 100% and tell you where to sell, where to buy, where to sell. Because if you're thinking of coming in with like 5-10 grand at the middle of the bull run, the chance of you making $1 million is very, very limited. It's very, very small compared to the chances of us who's starting right now. So if we start building right now, understanding technical analysis, have a bit of a understanding of fundamental. There is fundamentals. It's a big, big game when it comes to the bull run, and that's not crossing that off 100%. It's a big game as well. But when you have understanding of how the charts work and what you're looking for in terms of resistance, what you're looking for lower highs, and what you're looking for order blocks, what you're looking for ranges, and range high, we're breaking down from range high, we're coming down to mid-range down to range low. You guys have seen this for episodes after episodes after episodes, and you guys will be different, because you guys will be like, you know what, Daink, I'm selling here, I'm quite happy with my profits. I bought in fucking, I don't know, let's say you bought in like 1 cent and you're selling off like $20 or $30 or something like that. You're like, yeah, fucking do it, man. Change your life. Big difference game. It's a different game. So I know the market right now isn't as great as we want it to be, right? Yes, we, like we've got FOMC coming up today actually, 6 o'clock UTC time. I know we got FOMC. The market's just, it's really, really messy. It's messy play. It's not so clear to many people. To most of us, it's not clear. Let's be honest about that, right? Like, it's not clear to me what's going to happen next. I have to see certain things to happen. I'm like, all right, then the probability of it going to here or going to 21K is greater because we've reclaimed this level. Or the probability of going back to 19K is greater because we've, broken down this level, found resistance of this level. You understand what I'm trying to say? So we're trying to work out what's going to happen next, looking at price action itself. Yes, FOMC is coming out. We know there's talks about 50 BPS, 75 BPS, all that kind of stuff, or maybe possibly 100. We don't know. We don't exactly know. No one can say for certain. One thing I can say for certain though, is going to be quite messy. It's going to be messy today. So my advice is, if you're new to the game or you're trying to learn and you're trying to trade, right, and you're not very confident about this market, stay away from the market right now, right? It's for the time being, for today, and probably for the rest of the week, just stay away from it, because we've got FOMC today. That's going to be quite messy. We've got NFP on Friday. After NFP, coming to the new week, things will get clear. We'll have a weekly close. We'll have we're still in the early start of November. Then we can play from there. Leaning forward though, I do have bias of bullishness. I have entered some swing trades the other day. I cut the swing trades at a loss. That's the honest truth about it as well. But I'm ready to actually step in after FOMC. But let's see what happens in terms of the market itself. Looking at dollar index, what the possibility of ES is, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we go from there. And we're trying to squeeze in some alts in there. And the plan hasn't really changed from yesterday. We're just gonna do a bit more of a recap itself. It's gonna be a repetition of yesterday itself, but repetition doesn't hurt anybody. It's really good for all of us, even good for me. And then going forward, we'll squeeze in some alts in there. So if you got any alts in there, shout it out there. As a 100th episode, let's just do this as well, okay? We'll do a few drugs in it. So just let me give a quick shout out in the morning. We got Daink Country Club. This guy, for a fact, he's hands down one of the best guys I've ever known. Funny lad, beautiful heart as well. Shout out to him. John's another legend as well. Was here at the very early starts. Derry's another guy who started at the early starts as well. Big love to him. Gandalf was an early starter as well. Same as Justin. Madcap Pat. It's always the Crash Panic. What you saying, my brother? How you doing, man? Thank you, Justin. I really appreciate that. To be honest, the efforts are for you. So, like, for you guys, for all of you guys individually as well. Guna was also an early guy as well. You got Fayon89, morning to you. How you doing, brother? Rafe, morning to you. Car, how you doing, my bro? Thank you so much for hitting 100. Really, yeah, I really appreciate that, man. It's quite surreal though. I can't believe I fucking hit 100. Like when I started at the very beginning, I was like, oh, we got to 6, we got to 7, we got to 8, we got to 10. When you get to hit 50? You know what I'm saying? It's mad. Critique, appreciate you as well so much as well. You're an early starter as well. I remember you really, really well. Adam, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for that. John Kaboosh, shout out to you as well. Critique, Derry. When Lambo will come soon. Right now, we need to fucking retire all our families first. Yeah, I closed all my swing trades. All the swing trades I had, like Nia, Dot. I had what else did I have? There was a few more that I had a couple that I actually covered in here, but all of them has been closed because I was pulling back as well with FOMC. Most likely I'm gonna get stopped out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm happy to cut the trade at a loss. If I was wrong and it reclaims and it goes up higher, it didn't stop me out, then no worries. I'll enter back in when the time comes when it shows me more bullishness as well. I have no problem re-entering in there and make up that loss there. Solana, I cut that at a gain, to be honest as well. That was a really good one. Doge, I took some profits yesterday. Right now I'm looking at Doge. I'm kind of leaning, should I just buy back in on Doge, yeah, but not just yet. We'll talk about Doge. We'll squeeze that in as well. But I did close the near long. You should pay yourself, take the money from the market. That's the game. 100%. Yeah, Mr. M, 100th episode. Mad. Jordan, morning to you. Dev, what you saying, brother? How you doing? Yeah, I think, but that's the thing is, dollar index, I do expect a push up. I'm expecting a push up. We discussed that yesterday. I'm going to recap it again today. And then, inshallah, we're actually working on going forward, see what's going to happen and what the predictions are in terms of FOMC's price action going forward as well. So, let's go. Thank you, Minkus. I really appreciate that. PYR. Okay, yeah, I think you shouted out PYR yesterday. I'm going to squeeze that in today. Yeah. Good to hear that you're learning, Fayon. Pirate. Good question. What the fuck is Pirate? Let me check up on that. Give me a second. Very good question. Oops. Let me just close this over here. Delete. Let me just go to pirate. Give me a second. I'll just message her and see what she's doing. Let's see what she say. Yeah, reach out to her as well. Because I know she's working. She's not at home at the moment. She is currently working. Obviously, I can't divulge like her business to anyone else. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, she's obviously gonna be a little bit busier than usual over the next month. Really, actually, I believe till December, beginning of December. That's when she's like be more at home. But we'll see what happens. Need to ask you why you use September's open on most charts. What do you mean, Justin? I may have left that on and forgot to remove that. Because what will be the key will be October's open. That's the quarterly open at the same time, But I may have left that on by accident on some of the charts there. But it shouldn't have, like on Bitcoin, I don't think I've left it on here. I have left it on, oh well. This one, yeah, fucking, I did leave it on here. Let me remove that shit. Yeah, so on some of them I have left it. You're right, absolutely right. Oops, no. This is October's open. This is quarterly open anyway, so this is quite key. So I'm going to change this up. Just leave it like that and fuck it. Let's just focus on one step at a time. What else? Yeah, I apologize for that, Mingus. Yeah, but like every month we look for the new monthly open and see how that works out there. Okay. It is PYR. They've got big things coming, man. You know what? I think they're here to stay. Definitely, PYR is definitely here one to stay. Did you guys have a late night streaming, bruv? Like yesterday, I went to bed early, fam. Like I knocked out. I completely knocked out. I was chilling I was on the sofa. I was on my laptop and whatnot. I don't know what happened. I just completely knocked out, and it was early. It was a very very early night for me. Thank you, Viking. Appreciate that, man. Pyro was in fucking hell. I can't believe I missed this. Well, never mind. We've got a session to do anyway between us at 5:30. So. We'll check it out, see if we can get a couple of scalps and get ready for some swing plays and have some plans for that as well. Okay. Anyway, so dollar index. Let's get right into business. Let's get cracking in there. All right. Smash up the likes, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, and let's get cracking. Really appreciate you guys again. Really do. 100%. All right. So dollar index is quite interesting. The interesting thing about this is that we're in this range. Okay. All I'm using is range lows and range highs. Just the swing highs and swing lows. Nothing fancy. I'm not doing anything crazy or whatever. I'm just focusing on areas of possibility of what's going to happen. Okay, so looking at this, right? We've got swing high and a swing low. We've got this high over here in particular, got this low over here, and this mid range here. Price got up to the mid range, held it, came down. Shows lower higher lows. Sorry, higher lows, lower lows. Did a stop run and then bang, finds resistance off the mid range, sells off, comes out down here. There's a deviation, no problem there. Now we've got FOMC, so I'm expecting a bit of a spike. If right, which is the key point here. Let me get this level here. You see this area here, this black line over here at 113.5. It should be 55 or whatever, 552. This area here, this black line here, this is the macro mid range of a weekly range way before, right? So that's the key thing as well. And as you can clearly see, if I just draw this and put this in black, and you guys can see that. Give me a second there. What I'm doing, put that across, fuck everything off, right? Let's just put this there, and you can see quite clearly we at mid range we had a deviation, right? And a small deviation, and resistance here. So this is capping the market here. So quite clearly, quite well. Now on a lower time frame, on the hourly, now we can see what's capping the market and what's holding the market at the moment, right? Because it's FOMC, I see this particularly low. This low over here is capping the market. Quite clearly, you can see we got resistance. Sorry, support. Then we shanked down there, and we finally come to some resistance yesterday, right? Was it yesterday? I believe it was yesterday, and we come back down into this high over here. This particular high here. I mean, you can call it from this high itself, really. That's the high that's holding support. Okay. Now with FOMC, we expect some sort of spike. We don't know what's going to happen. If it's 50, 75, we don't even know. But like, all I'm looking for is areas of what's going to be a key play for me to play out. Now I'm quite happy to actually let this happen, right? Let this shit happen there, no problem. Where do I think there's a potential play for us to actually come back into, right? For me, at the very minimum, will be in. Oops. Yeah. What the fuck did I just do? I fucked up, didn't I? You know what? I fucked up, didn't I? That's better. Now I can see the candles a bit more. There we go. Let me write this back down. Fuck's sake. Sorry about that. It's red. It's the low. That's the mid. And that's the high. Let's get this a bit more neater so it doesn't confuse anybody. There we go. Okay, cool. Hide everything off. There we go. Right. So where do I think that price is going to come back in? At very minimum, I think price. You see this last consolidation here that where price actually came down and found resistance, right? Like, so this is the last consolidation. Then price is shanked down. We haven't come back to retest it because at the same time we got a inefficiency over here to fill out. We've already filled out most of it. You know, this from here, right? From here to there, that's all the inefficiency right here. Okay. When we came back down, dropped off, and all we did, we started filling out slowly, grinding it all the way back down, grinding back up, and we've still got a tiny bit here left to fill out, right? So I do expect, right, leading to FOMC, some sort of spike can actually happen like this. So let's say FOMC does this, spikes up, right? Even if he comes up to the mid-range, takes out these stops over here, no problem. The moment he finds resistance back under the range there, that's your confirmation. Here you go. Let's play it back down. Why? Because we're finding resistance off this area here and the mid-range itself. If we're finding resistance here like we have over here, then that means there's more probability of it going down. And if that goes down, what happens is with Bitcoin, crypto and ES, the market should start pushing up on the upside there. We've had a very shitty ass year. The year it's just fucking pushing up completely there. So a wick of the year is doable. I don't see why not. I don't see why can't we actually come back to a little bit lower. Then from here, do we break down and lose this low here? We'll find out what happens. Or is it still a range band? Or is it still a range band environment in this range and hold it, play back up? We don't know that. Where would I be wrong completely, right? Waiting for FOMC, right? So that's the first plan of the bearish plan on FOMC. The bullish plan is, right, if price gets back up and finds support, reclaims the mid-range, what happens is, that's not only is this a market structure that's bullish, because you've got high lows, high highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Price is still showing us that there's higher highs there, right? Higher lows. Now, it's starting to curve off a little bit. Can you see how price is starting to curve off? It's not a straight, not a freaking straight out candle the way it's just wicking. Like, you know, you got resistance for like here. It's not coming bang, and retesting it. It's not retesting it for it to break out and hold support and then go up higher. It's not doing that. It's starting to fall off itself. It's like, you know, like you're falling, like you're walking as you you know, you're going for a run, proper sprinting the motherfucker out over here, and then like, you're like, yo shit, my chest is breathing. I'm losing my fucking lung over here on one side, man. I swear I got a shot on my chest, but you never heard a shot like a shotgun being pulled out, but you feel like you got hit by a slug in it, like a nasty ass, like a bang hits you in the chest, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 fucked me up yesterday, man. Bastard, man. Kept dying like a motherfucker yesterday. Got vexed. I think that's why I went to bed angry yesterday. I went to bed angry yesterday. I ain't gonna lie to you. One was the market was I missed a potential short. I was kind of a bit annoyed by it. I didn't want to enter in as well. And then like it was just range banding. We'll talk about it in a bit. And I was like, fuck this. So I started playing some Call of Duty last night. And I don't know what it was, man. Like these fucking kids. I'm guessing they're kids, innit? They were just. I swear they're hacking it, man. I know I'm not great. I'm good, but fucking hell. That's anyway. But yeah, you're taking a sprint, and then don't you get tired? And you take a massive, you slow down your pace, and you're like, okay, one more sprint. You want to keep going up for higher. You want to go to the top of the mountain, but instead you have that fast sprint up, and you're like, oh shit, that fucking shotgun it's like on my right side, it's now going to my left side now as well. I feel like I'm having a heart attack, and that's what's happening there. It feels like Dix is having a heart attack right here. So if he has one more heart attack, let it do his heart attack, and then we fucking give it a stroke, send it back down. No offense to people who have strokes and stuff like that, or heart attacks. I'm just saying, giving an analogy here. But yeah, let it do its thing. So yeah, kids are mad now. Like, fucking hell, man. There's this one kid yesterday, man. He kept fucking. Oh, it's in my head, man. Like every time he kept killing me, he's like, "Gotcha, Daink, gotcha, Daink, gotcha, Daink." I'm like, "Yo, kid, shut the fuck up, innit?" So like it was really annoying yesterday. Freaking American accent and shit, man. But yeah. Anyway, but that's what we're looking for. So I mean, if it breaks down, happy days, we go back down. But what, like, where would I be wrong to actually, long the dollar index to at least into these highs over here? I mean, this is an SR right there. See if we can take out these double top over there. If it takes out the double tops and hold the support, then go back up to range high. That's the thing, is it's a bit of a tricky one. So we'll have to work this out as it comes through. So nothing more to say apart from that, really. Just waiting for FOMC to do its thing. If I just zoom into the 15 minutes, let me just have a look at the 15 minutes, see what's up. I like going down on a smaller time frame because I always tend to get, I like to find the tighter entries, like not the tighter entries, but the more of a rapid play. So just trying to see. Let's have a look. So can I use this trend line? No, you can't really use this trend line. That doesn't mean shit over here. Use this trend line. I mean, you can't even use this trend. That's all some bullshit trend line. You know what I'm saying? Dumb bullshit trend line. So yeah, I mean, you can use that as resistance there. Not too really fond of the trend lines myself, to be honest, in all honesty. But looking at this, thinking of, well, believing, pushing it back up to, we can come fill up this bit here, I ain't gonna lie to you, on FOMC, maybe FOMC, NFP, I don't know, because we got a fucking nasty week on here. We got a tiny, let me just highlight this up, tiny inefficiency right here. So it's from this low here to this there. We got a tiny ass inefficiency right there to fill out. Does FOMC push the price up, and then come to Thursday we consolidate a little bit, then on Friday with NFP we have one more spike up and then break down? Does that happen? I don't know. It then fills out this inefficiency there. That's taking out this consolidation there. So if it takes out this consolidation, comes back up, fills that inefficiency, breaks down and whatever. Yes, we have an inefficiency right over here around this area there. I understand that, but I'm just looking at where's the possible plays that we can look for. Alright, so that's that. Nothing much to say really. It's just a bit of a fucking shitty ass morning. I mean, like, what is it? So so this low here happened at 10 o'clock, right at the low. So we ran these lows over here, right, which means to me there's an increased probability of us going up higher. This is the London time zone. So the London time zone, it runs in London time lows. So now going into New York, I do think we're gonna get a push up, which means I'll be looking ready to short the market. If price does this, then a spike up, take out these highs there, come into that consolidation, which is right over here. You can see in the corner, come into that consolidation, and then we'll see if we get there, find resistance. At the same time, come into this trend line, wick into the trend. Wick into the trend line, breaks down, gets below the consolidation, and then play back down. The consolidation will be like that, something like that, and then let's fucking play the market then afterwards. So best to stay out of it, in my opinion, and just let FOMC happen. You can't go wrong with with just letting FOMC do its thing. You just really can't. I'm telling you. All right. Yes. What's going on here? Thank you, Nick. I really appreciate that, brother. Zipper Club. What's going on, Yuri? How you doing? Yeah. Hopefully we catch a trade. 100%. So ES. What's going on with ES? Let's go back on the 1 hour. Let's see what's going on. Yes, I'm using this particular range. September's low, September's high. Let's have a look. If I just draw this out, draw this in 2 hours, man. I can see a little bit of like a body of the candle and stuff like that, that kind of shit. Right, so we got September's low. Using September's range, reason being is because look, that was last month, innit? So we've taken out September's low, right? We're taking out liquidity. Let me show it to you. Let me just bring this all up there, and you guys can start having your own ideas as well and whatnot. Okay, so that's that there. That's over here. All right, so just bringing that level to level play. That's what I'm just looking at. Nothing else. Nothing too fancy. Keeping it nice and easy. And as you can see, this is September's low. We take out September's low, and then in October we've run the lows one more time, one final drive, reclaim September's low. You see how September's low has been quite pivotal. All here, support, deviation, find support. We run the lows over here. Plays the up where to? Mid-range. From the mid-range, we're going to find some choppiness. It's always going to be choppy. I'm telling you. I'll tell you this for the next 100 episodes, the next 300, 500 episodes. It's going to be the same thing. Mid-range is always going to be choppy. It's always going to be messy. Very rarely we see it very cleanly go up like this and goes up to the range high. Very rarely we see this. Sometimes what we see is price comes up there, runs the highs, comes back down, looks like it's making lower lows and lower highs, and it holds above there, and then bang, rips off. It doesn't give any time whatsoever as well. That's what we tend to see. We can see there's a lot of different types of price action that can happen in mid range, or it can just float around for quite a little bit. Look at this, right? So we play the highs to play the mid, back to the low. What happened? Price comes down, makes the thing, it comes up to here. That's the high there, makes a lower high, runs the highs over there, makes it, then it looks like, oh, it's a bullish price action, comes over here, makes a thing like a triple bottom, whatever, a bit of a deviation there, finds resistance, runs into this area consolidation. Let me just draw this out there for you. Runs into this area consolidation, you can see, finds resistance, bang, sells off, comes all the way to range low. So you can expect some sort of nastiness to happen around the mid-range. So speaking about that, right, with FOMC, bearing in mind, and NFP is coming up on Friday. We'll talk about this very soon. What's going on, Adam? Good to have you here. Yeah, I will a review call. Eve, sorry, don't worry about that. Yeah, so looking at FOMC, I mean, look, we've got this base of consolidation right here, all right? This high. Well, below the mid-range, which makes sense, right? If we find resistance, right, off this body of the candle, find resistance off here, we can easily fill out this inefficiency over here and come here as target one. That's a short-term trade, a very short-term trade, which means like this could be FOMC and then wicks back up and reclaims this area here, shows bullish market structure, and let's go for this area and then this area here. That's what I'm looking for. So this is a pull. So I'm expecting a bit of a pullback, bit of chop around the mid-range, right? It's not a big deal for me. I'm quite happy for price to come into here. Where would I be start getting a bit worried now? When we lose this low here in particular, that's when it's like, okay, let's fucking back to 25% of the range, and let's see how we come into this area and then come back into the range low. That's what we're looking for. So we don't really want to lose this low here in particular. This low is quite important for us as well. But what we can see as an SR point of view, right, using this range itself, change the color there. I mean, we've got this high in particular. Is it this high? No, it's not this high. Yeah, there we go. You can see this. That high in particular was a deviation. We had some resistance over here. Resistance. Bit of chop over here. Gets smashes above there. Comes back for a deeper pullback. There's a deviation and is reclaimed up above it as well, with it making higher highs. So it makes sense for price to come back off here. Which, I mean, front run it off here. Off that high over there. Which makes complete sense. Once we come back down, reclaim and hold above it, bullish market structure, we've got a short-term trade back into the base consolidation, then mid-range, hold above the mid-range, let's fucking go. There we go, about 25% of the range, and we see how we react off this area here, and then range high. That's it. Simple as that, nothing else. Okay? So, any advice on ETH? Voodoo, don't worry about it. I will cover ETH in a bit, just one step at a time, alright? What's an utter disgrace, Pat? The chart, I mean, the skills, the Dixie, S&P, pullback, what is it? What's enough to disgrace? What's going on, Georgie? How you doing, brother? Piotr, we're behaving today, You know, it's freaking FOMC, we can't get too excited yet. So that's pretty much, thingy, S&P. That's really pretty much S&P. I mean, if I were to zoom into it, thank you so much for that, Thomas. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Yo, Pirate, how's it going? Good to have you here. Getting worried about you. Kind of was like a lot of us was missing you here. Sleeping. Shouldn't you be working? What the fuck are you doing? Bless you there. Right, so from a 15 minutes point of view, what happened here? So let's have a look. Let's look at today's price action there. What's happened? We got below the mid range, so exactly I can say that yeah, we are gonna have a bit of a pullback here. So everyone jumps on Pirate. Morning. Bless you, Georgie. Appreciate that. Did we? Pirate, how the fuck did I miss this? You got my number. You should have gave me a call or something. Alright, find a country club. Fuck that. You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you, Pirate, right? When I listen to your voice, right? It's like there's a twang of Mauritian accent in there. I ain't gonna lie to you. I pick it out. I know what the Mauritian accent sounds like. The twang of it as well. There's a little bit of a twang there. Like when I listen to you talking it, like it cracks me up. I'm like, oh, it's good to hear another Mauritian. You know, there's another Mauritian in the community. It's just good to have another one. So bless your heart there. But yeah, so this spike over here, time's up around like 8 o'clock. So this is the London's high. We spiked up. I mean, we've taken out the Asian's high. If you focus on this little area here, so let's just see what happened here. We've got this price action there. I'm gonna just have this in mind right here. Okay, cool. No, fuck it. Let's just do like that. Yeah, like that. Yes, fuck it. Let's do that. Right. So we know Asia's high will be around here. right? And Asia's low was about, let's put it here. Let's put it here, right? So we got this low, right? So this, actually, let's do that. That's the daily open, right? Is that the daily open? Yeah, 12 o'clock. That's fine. That's the daily open, right? 12 o'clock UTC, and this is the Asia's high. Can you see how what price did? Ran the highs of Asia's high. We're stuck in this consolidation over here. We know this is the daily open, so we're gonna see some sort of reaction off here. If we hold above it, no problem. We can go back to the mid range and some range bound environment here. That'll be target 1 and then playing it to target 2. This is short term thingy trades if anyone's interested in this as well. Nothing too complicated. We're not gonna keep this too fucking next level, alright? The moment we get back below the monthly open, find resistance there, bearish market structure, you know what this is. This is a short, whatever the deviation is, put a stop above there, and you're playing it back down. Well, I'd say the first reaction I'll probably see will be off here, off this particular low there. That'll be the first reaction here. Feels like this inefficiency right there, which makes sense. And then we'll get a reaction once we get back below. Then I'd like to see us come back into potentially here. Oops, into here. This area, which is about 38.05. And then that's a day trade there as well. There's a separate day trades there, or you can hold it, see how we react off this. If we start holding above it and shows bullish market structure, cut the trade because we're going to come back into these lows over here, potentially retest off this range to see how it is. We come back to this range, break down, back down, send it back down there. So, and then once we're ready to actually reclaim above it after FOMC, for example, hold above it, then we know, yep, let's go. This is your entry. Let's play up higher. Back to the targets we're seeing, okay? Oh, you talk Mauritian with your mom? Yes, I mean, to be honest, like, there are times I talk, like, I speak Creole with my mom in it from time to time. Sometimes I vary to English and Creole. My mom always speaks Creole with me every single time. Like, very little, very few times that thingy, she speaks in English with me. Yeah, even if she swears at me, like, yeah, I'm in trouble, it's in Creole, so I don't really know which is worse than it. Like, if she, like, probably when she says it in English, which is very, very rare, when she calls me stupid. She goes, "Are you stupid?" I'm like, "What the fuck? You call me?" You know? I'm like, yo, I'm fucked, aren't I? That's when I know I'm fucked. So we're coming to the monthly open. We know how to play. That's the plan there. Ready going forward. Cryptine knows what I'm talking about. When you call your kid stupid, Cryptine knows what I'm talking about. Must have done that, haven't you? Oh no, actually that's not the daily open. This is the fucking daily open right here. Motherfucker, got that wrong. So we're below the daily open. We've got a minute to close. If we close below it, find resistance and deviation, resistance, off we go. Let's fucking send this back down now. Okay. Any parents in the house? Anyone who are parents in this in the chat? I mean, what's the worst you said to your kid? I want to know that. I want to know what's the worst. Have you sworn at your kid, like to them accidentally or behind their backs, like you fucking bastard in it, you know, something like that. I don't know. I always wonder about that. Because like my dad's very vocal. He said it quite openly to my face, and my dad's like, "Yeah, pops was." He didn't give a shit. He's like, "If you're a fucker, you're a fucker." I think that's what he was. Bless his soul. All right, so Bitcoin. Oh, Mr. M, you do swear, do you? What, in your language? Do you swear at them in your language or the language of the country that you're living in? I don't know, because like for me, it's like if I'd rather swear at my kids in Creole, right, compared to swearing to them in English, because if they say this in English, fam, and they go to school and they say to their friends, "You motherfucker," we're fucked. Never stop talking. What's going on? Daink Country Club. Not to my kids, perhaps I should try. Shit, dude. Nah, let's not swear to kids, man. I mean, I swear, I'm doing your native, yeah, native language. I think that's the easiest way to do it. It's the best way. My dad slapped me when I was a kid. Thank God, yeah. Dude, you know what? Like, I got both in it. I got slapped up and fucking sworn at the same time. At the same time. But, you know what? It's like, the thing is, the one thing about me is like, because I swear a lot. And it's a very difficult thing to control this. Sometimes I swear and I don't even know it. I really just don't know it because it just happens, you know, like so naturally. So I gotta sort that out though. I gotta sort that out 100%. But yes, Bitcoin, what's up? You're Portuguese, so yeah, you can't really swear in your native language because you are Portuguese. There's kind of a line in which they know they cannot. Yeah, definitely. Because I always feel like I think like swearing in another language. It's quite a cool way it's a really cool thing to learn, you know, like one of the first one of the first swear words I learned in German was Bumsen, and Bumsen means fucking it. So I remember once I learned what Bumsen means in it. So I go to my teacher in German, Bums and do, which means fuck you. Dude, I was in so much trouble. We all are, pirate. We all are. We all are. But yeah, I've always wanted to learn in other words in it, because I know like there's like French, obviously, Creole. I know obviously as well. English, I know. I used to learn. I used to remember swear words in Japanese, in it. I used to watch anime a lot, and I forgot. I haven't watched anime in such a long time. I mean, after Naruto was done, that was it. I grew out of it. I think that was my moment that I like. Not grew. I mean, you can never really grow out of anime, but I just like time consuming and never really found any time there. September's mid range, Monday's low next. Yeah, I think Monday's low is coming, in my opinion. Looking at thingy, the weekly play. So look, just quickly look into it. Let's go back on the daily. BTC. All right. Well, we had this range. We talked about this range quite numerous occasions. Not going to spend too much time on it. This was a range bound environment. We played in this range, found this there, broke out of it, took out these highs there, and we're at support. So we're at support there. Does it hold, right, and hold above it, play back up? Or does it do some sort of deviation and then hold above it? That's the key thing. And then reclaim these highs, and let's play to this low there, and then squeeze out to these highs, and then X, Y, and Z, level to level. We'll see how it goes. Really difficult to say. But looking at FOMC on the day trade perspective, right? 15 minutes, right? Let's just fucking bring this up. I mean, I believe we're in September's mid right now, you know? In terms of, what the fuck? Let's have a look. If I just draw September's high was here, right? September's low was here. Okay, cool. Let me just do this. That was September's high, and that's September's low. We're at the mid range. So naturally, we are going to find some sort of, let me just delete everything off for a second, and I'll bring this all up. Naturally, we are going to find some sort of reaction there, right? Mid range, like I said, is going to get choppy, right? We are below the monthly open, not too good. But then again, we're the second day of the month. Let it do its thing. So far at the moment, this is the wick of the body. This is how it looks like. It looks like that. Fucking tipsy topsy. That's what the monthly candle looks like. Let it do its thing. I'm quite happy for FOMC and NFP to play below the monthly open, so we can play a couple of shorts into this area potentially as well. And then once it reclaims this, right, and then we'll back onto it, back into the 25%, 75% range, and then range higher. Well, this is September's range, and we also got July's range to play out. We'll work out level to level. So that's one thing that I'm looking at. I'm quite happy for as well. So having that in mind, below, look, two things, right, which is making this quite bearish at the moment, short term, right, short term. We are below the weekly open. We are below the monthly open. That's what it looks like so far. That's on the daily. If I go on to the, let me just bring up everything else. I don't need all this fucking September's range shit. Right, let me delete that. There we go. Going to the 15 minutes. Right. We lost that trend line over there. That was a clear short. I missed it. Now, not a good day. I was a bit cautious. I was a lot more cautious on FOMC. Well, yesterday compared to what I ever was normally. Normally, like short terms are very, very easy to tell, because look, I did say that when we come back down, right, play ping pong from here to here, and then once we find resistance, break it down, then go to Monday's low X, Y, Z. I did say that, and if it comes up, ping pong it. I did say that. I don't know what it was. I was just too cautious for my own good. That's the honest truth. The honest truth is, it was very clear that it was a short once, from when we ran these highs over here. Very, very clear. When we ran these highs over here, the reason why, you see this area here, and let me just show it to you. And I watched this as well. I watched this, kind of stupid of me as well. See this area consolidation, right? This is the area consolidation. What happened there? Broke down. I know we've done a retest and sell off. That was a clear short from here with a stop loss there. To play it back down, at least to squeeze into here, take some profits off this area here, and then, this FOMC, then I would have looked at, you close the rest of it today, actually. Well, not today, but whenever this, it would be today. Look at the rest, close it, because, or maybe hold a bit about it, or tighten my stop loss. There's a lot of things I could have done. Missed that completely. Really, really stupid. Bit annoyed by that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a bit annoyed by that, but it happens. That's the one thing. Like, I missed the trade out. I didn't force out a trade, and I just waited for it as well. When price came over here, into here, I was like, okay, do we reclaim this? I can get a scalp to play it back to here, into this area. Well, at least to target 1 and then target 2. That's what I was looking for. And obviously, came back down, found resistance. I'm like, okay, I missed out a trade. And when you miss out a trade, you got to start looking to yourself like, all right, cool. What happens then? What if you miss out a trade? I can force out a trade and go in, psychologically try and get into a trade and might get stopped at. That's number one. I can actually over risk. That's number two. That's a no. I would never want to over risk. I could lose my my mental focus as well, because I just want to make the money, because I knew there was a very good short over here. It was a stop run right there as well. Very, very good short there. I had time to enter in. I didn't fucking enter. And I could have done that, like just force it out, and then by then you're not in the right frame of mind. And what happened is you start making losses. When you make losses, you start making 1, 2, 3 losses, and you can't seem to focus very well. So that's what tends to happen. So for me, it's more like, all right, I missed out a trade. What do? Wait it. Just wait it. I waited it. Didn't take any trade yesterday at all. I was like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna see what's going on. Look at Doge and whatever. Just keep an eye on what's going on in the market. See what's just keep an up to date of things and whatnot. And that's pretty much it. And then come to today's a new day. We'll see what happens now. Okay. I do need to take a piss. Fuck. I'm so sorry. I just need to take a piss. Give me a second. Let me just write this down. Be right back. 2 minutes. So sorry about that. I've done so well, like, to not take a piss for so long. Like in terms of like the episodes. Oh, bless you, Pirate. Send my salam to your family. 2 minutes, guys. Right, ladies, I'm back. Cool. Yeah. Sorry about that. Apologies for that. I'm back. Yeah. So missed out a trade. Never mind. See what happened. Wait, I'm missing something. Okay. So altcoin looks like a better play. True, I agree with that. As long as BTC Bulls plays ball. Yeah. As long as Ethan BTC plays well, alts is the better play. That's what I'm looking for, more of swing plays, reclaiming certain levels as well for really, really good swing plays, like going on to November. As long because we've, like, I discussed this yesterday briefly in regards to when we have the mini alt run in 2018, which happened in April for 4 weeks. Altcoins will pop in 3-4x, So I'm looking for a couple of moves like that here and there, a couple of leverage spot buys and whatnot, the whole thing. Run that up, and then we start shorting it back down and let the market play as well. But he always says a piss, but he's good. Nah, man, it's a piss, bro. Like, wasn't that, bro? How quick do you take a shit though? I don't understand. Like, for me, right, I'll be honest with you, I like sitting down the toilet on my phone a little bit. Go through the freaking, some news and see what's going on, see what Twitter's saying. Twitter's always funny. You always see something crazy on Twitter, like you see other people's opinions and whatever, the views, and especially with the whole Elon. Fucking, I'm cold, man. I'm really cold at the moment. I've left the window open because I need to smoke anyway. But yeah, there's always. I should bring the heater. I'm not leaving anyway. Fuck that. But yeah, like and the thing is, I'm there for a good 10-15 minutes, just taking my time. Yeah, bruv. SC, it's been fucking 100 episodes, man. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that, brother. Yeah. The legs go. Oh, dude, the legs come numb. It's really bad because you get up just before you get up, right? You're like, oh shit, and then you go up, and then you're standing like this, and you're like, come on, shake it off, and you're just like, you're just standing there, and you're like, just fucking numb as fuck. I hate that feeling. And then like the worst one is when it's so numb, you have to drop on the floor. Toilet's the mini office, bro. Toilet is where I do a lot of thinking, man. A lot of thinking right there. We've all done it. We've all done it. Done a lot of thinking, especially in the shower. Start thinking about your life. You're like, yo, my life ain't going well, man. Fuck this shit, man. Fucking just drown in this shower right now, you know. Joking, I'm messing. But so we've all had that this all kind of memories and not memories, thoughts during the what you call it, during the shower moments. Sometimes we're here for a bit longer than others, innit? Like, you know, if you know what I'm saying. I'm messing. I'm just joking there. I was just fucking out, dropping tobacco all over the fucking table, man. This table needs a good clean after the stream. I'll just clean it up. Anyway, but yeah, don't feel so alone. Twitter on the shitter. That's fucking good. That's really good. Elon's basically fired most of the higher ups, yeah, as well as most of the, you know what, you know how they're talking about this whole $8 thing. People's gonna pay for it. Watch it, people's gonna pay for it. I guarantee you. They're complaining about it now, but they're always complaining. People don't like changes, right? And once it's time to actually fucking, you know, send the market very well. Send the market. Once, you know, this is all implemented, they're gonna pay for it. They're saying I've seen tweets like, oh yeah, well, I worked so hard as an influencer to pay £8 in that month, bruv. You can claim that on your taxes, bruv. What are you talking about? $8 a month. That's like what, $96 a year. You can make that promotional pay quite easily. Like, so these influencers, you do that like you do like 100 times more than that $96 anyway off one promotional that you do on Twitter. So I don't know why you're complaining, man. Just fucking pay for it. All decisions, they came from me. And they had a meeting with him, and I quote, he said, wow, Elon's not fucking about though. But yeah, looking for day trades wise, I can't really see, I don't really want to squeeze anything, honestly. That's the honest truth about it. In terms of a day trade, where's the fucking Monday's range? I had Monday's range here, didn't I? I shouldn't have deleted it. 1 second. No. No, okay. Monday's range. Let's draw Monday's range again. Quite annoyed by that. Monday was what day? The 31st, right? So Monday's high comes out right here, and Monday's low comes over here. That's cool. So that's Monday's high, and that's Monday's low. Now, I just want to talk about this for just a second. Liquidity on Tuesday, yesterday, hasn't been taken out, either the highs or the lows, which means with the FOMC coming out, there's going to be liquidity being taken out. Definitely, there's going to be liquidity going to be taken out. Why? Because it hasn't been taken out there. The chances of consolidating in these areas here, between here to here, around there, for the rest of the week, without taking liquidity, is quite slim. Very, very slim, in my opinion. They're waiting for FOMC. But in the meantime, right, which means that the safest bet, right, just off the bat, the safest bet really is to have it, let liquidity take out. If we're going to go lower, let liquidity take out. Once we reclaim and hold above it, there's your long. Play back to the mid-range, right? Well, see how the monthly open reacts there. Play back to mid-range. If we start breaking down, cut the trade. If we reclaim, right, and start holding the mid-range, our next focus of target will be the weekly open. And most likely, once we reclaim and hold above it, we'll be looking to go take out liquidity on Monday's high. And then from there, we'll see what happens. So is this the manipulation that we're going to have a consolidation over here, play back up? We don't know. And then that's the expansion. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. We play this level to level. There's nothing much to say. It's the same thing. I mean, look, like if I were to scalp trade it, right? Let's have a look. See, look, from a scalp trade, right? We've got a range bound environment going on right here, right? Just a small little 5 minute range. What is the range we've got? Well, we've got this low here in particular. Let's draw this out there. This low here in particular, that's the range low, and I'd say this is the range high, right? That's the range. So just playing a bit from just ping pong it there, and the mid range comes about around here. So we're about the mid range. Oops, around here, right? Well, so yeah, it's maybe above, below, doesn't really matter. But what I like to see, if I want to play a scalp, right, is let this come back down as a pullback, because this is consolidation, breaking market structure on the lower time frame, right? So broke market structure will come back down. I'm seeing a pullback over here. I'll pull back here and hold above it. I can bring my stop loss here and let it reclaim and hold above the mid range. Once it gets above the mid range, bring my stop loss over here. Then I can squeeze into this area here, that's target 1, and let me target 2. And then once we let it do its thing, gets back below, finds resistance, play it back down to mid range, play it back down to range low. Just forget about taking that liquidity. Just play within the, just ping pong it within these levels here. That's all you gotta do. That's your scalp play you can play today. Nothing else. I wouldn't want to be playing anything else. I got everything here. All the scalp plays. Everything has been cut off. Mentioned it into the group early on as well. Just close everything off a loss there, to be honest. But I'm happy to step back in when the time comes. Never mind. We'll just wait for the bottom to happen, and once we it's confirmed that is the bottom, we'll play it then. So I'm just gonna see what happens next. With especially after FOMC, and we've got NFP coming up. But that's pretty much it. There's nothing much to say. We've got to take out Monday's low. I mean, like I said yesterday, right? I said to you guys, right? Which, like, if we were to be bearish, right? Let's just say, if this was bearish, right? Where's the fucking high? This is the high there, okay? You see this? Let me just bring this up here so you guys can see. Yeah. So this is the high here in particular of a range band environment there. Let it do its thing, right? This is Monday's low. We know this. Let me just draw this out. Right. That's the low. Okay. And that's the high. And that's the mid. This is the consolidation that we're facing in right now, particular. Let it do its thing, right? If FOMC shows to be bearish and it's, it comes back down and we come into this area, find resistance of Monday's low, bearish market structure, then I'll be looking for, see how we react off here. As long as we don't hold above it, because most likely we come back to range high, I would look to cut the trade itself. It's a bit of a scalp play, or really day trade as well, looking at this on the hourly as well, playing it back down, and then see if we lose this level there, play it back down to 19.6k, let's call it 19.7k, and that's it. And that's just a consolidation, breakout, retest, a retest area. Then we don't want to lose this level here. I don't want to lose this. If we're going to come back into this area here, it has to be fast to reclaim and hold above it. If we start coming back down here and it starts grinding back up, this is looking bad, because I'm looking for shorts now. Because any deviation above there, breakdown, I'm looking for shorts to play it back down, level to level, play it back to the range that we played on the 19th of September. That's really it. And if that's the case, I have to flip bias on alts to actually, instead of longing, to shorting. That's why I cut all the trades. I want to see how we react now. I want to see how we react off this level here. I want to see what we have. So there's a few things. I want to see what we do for Monday's low. I want to see off this level here, and I want to see off this level here. That's the three key areas I'm looking for, level to level, to see what happens. What I also do want to see, if price do come back into this area here, hold this area here. If any pullback has to be fucking fast. Otherwise, if it's not fast, it's not good. So it's a interesting. Just catching back on the stream and the toilet as a subject. That's what I want to see. Market structure is showing me bearishness at the moment. We can actually agree with this. I mean, if I look at it as an SR point of view, similar to what we showed on the Bitcoin. I see this high in particular, this high here. That's actually resistance. The stop run there, and it's just gonna come back down. I mean, if price comes into this area, and let's just say the opposite side, that price comes up right during FOMC, and he bounces into this area, and he comes into this area consolidation right here. Let's say about here, about this area here. He comes into this area here, whips up there, breaks down. I'm looking to short this back down, right? Invalidation will be here, right? Play back down to Monday's low, because then that'll be like, because we're taking out Monday's high. We're taking out Monday's high, and we come back below Monday's high as finding resistance. So we're playing it back down to mid-range, then Monday's low. After Monday's low, we're looking for this area over here. That's your next area up there. That's what we're looking for, a reaction there. And if it does break down, we're coming back down to 19.7k, which is the next area there, and see what happens. And that'll be a very good short. I showed that yesterday as well. That's like a 12-hour move if it does come about, and then from there we'll see what happens for the rest of the month, because it could be a choppy month or whatever. We don't know. So we'll see what happens there. That's the plan in terms of like of bullishness. Continuation of bullishness. If we break above and hold above this block there, we'll reclaim this high here. This high itself shows bullish market structure. Now that's my long, play it back up higher. So these are the areas I'm looking for. It's a bit messy. I can't really take any longs or shorts just yet, because I would personally, if I went to short, I would like to short off here when we come back into here, break down. That's my ideal place, because we run the highs on the Monday and we can play it back down to Monday's low. That's the ideal short, but we'll see what happens. I mean, he could come into here, hold above it, and then do something like this, come into this area there, do this, reclaim to this area, and then do that, and then carry on. That'd be good. I don't really mind, but we'll have to see what happens at FOMC. Okay, lots of volume near 90.1. That's not fucking good. The reason why I'm saying it's not very good, let me break this out there to you quickly. So you see this particular area here, right? This particular range. Yeah, 19.1. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense over here. Sorry about that, my mistake. So you see this high here and this low over here. That's the range man environment there. So 19.1 would be around. Oops, 19.1. Probably around here, which is the mid range. Makes sense. It's around the mid range. 90. That's approximately 90. It's approximately between halfway between these two areas there. So it does make sense to come. Well, it doesn't make sense. I mean, if he comes back down over here, so it's breaking down, finds resistance, we can play it back down to this area here. That'll be target 1, and then squeeze it to target 2. We'll see what happens in the mid range. If it holds above it, cut the trade for the shorts. We'll look for the longs, go play it back up to 75% of range. Or if we were to be bearish, so it's breaking down, finds resistance, off we go. But then we run these lows here. We run this low there, come back to range low, and potentially run this low here. That's what we're looking for. So it's I can't. I would, if I were to short it, I have to put a stop loss here. If I have to long it, I'd have to put a stop loss here. So, which means there's no fucking point for me to actually do anything right now. I'd just rather stay out and just sit down. I'm not in any particular trades. I've cut some longs, I think, from alts as well. So, like, yeah, I mean, like, put it like stop loss here will be where, like, for invalidation itself. It gives me a bit of time in case we come back down there. But I don't want to take the trade, because if it comes down here, what happens is I'm actually cutting the trade from here to here at a loss, at like half an hour loss. So why do that? Why do that to myself? Let it do its thing. That's all it is. Price will unfold itself as it goes along. So yeah, that's what we're looking for BTC. Nothing much to it. It's just wait. Just gotta wait. ETH/USD. Interestingly enough, we run Monday's low. Right. Interestingly enough, we have run Monday's low. Right. Do I have my levels? Please tell me I have my levels. I've cut the trade yesterday actually. So I don't need to do that. That's fine. See how we find resistance off here. That's not looking good there so far. So it's come off this area of consolidation right there on a smaller time frame. Comes back down here. So now if you lose this area here, finds resistance off this low, what happens when it comes back to the mid range at 1497? After 1497, see what we could do down to 1447. Squeeze it back down to 1400. I did think that was going to be a very possible play. Again, yesterday I was kind of, not yesterday, the other day. Yesterday itself, when price came up to here and found resistance, I was beating myself a little bit about it. I'm like, bastard. But it is. Is it long on ETH? Yeah, it makes sense. Run the Monday's low. 100%. I'll do that. Let's just do this ourselves now, right? Short day trade. One second. Give me a second, guys. Right. Oh, fuck it. Close this one. Cool. Yeah, so would I short it again? Similar to Bitcoin. I wouldn't look to short it. I think ETH is probably the better play because we run Monday's low. Let me see. There we go. That's better. Let me close this off. Right, so we're below the Monday monthly open and we're below weekly open, no problem. Let's have a look at what's going on in Ethereum. Ethereum has found support of, let's go on to 15 minutes. Because we look here. Fuck, I'm going to enter in now. I'm going to see of this, right? Let me run it down. Stay quiet. Let me run my thought process there. All right, number one. So we got Monday's, let me just make this bigger. Go. That's it. That should do. Cool. Monday's high, Monday's low. We got an SR over here. If you want confirmation for longs, you see that? That's where we find resistance. As long as once we reclaim and hold above it, all right, that's your confirmation. I mean, invalidations over here, play it back down to 25% of range. See how we react at the mid range. If it starts breaking down from the mid range and lose this level, looking to cut the trade, FOMC. So I wouldn't want to play this for too long. But if we start reclaiming, hold above it, then what's going to happen is we're going to run these invalidations there, come up to the weekly open, which comes into the mid range or Monday's range. From there, see some sort of choppiness, and then see this high over here in particular. This high in particular, that's where we're going to be finding some sort of resistance there. Like we had a bit of a deviation, clear resistance over there. Could have some more resistance over here, which makes sense. The moment we reclaim and hold above it, you can compound this position and play it back to 75% of range and see how we do for Monday's liquidity. And that's the trade there. It's actually a really good trade. I think I'll be looking to enter it myself. Go on 5 minutes. I'm gonna put a buy limit. Oh, it's retested it already on the 5 minutes. So on the 1 minute, this might rip. So based on the validation, I'm gonna enter the trade now actually, because you see this high here. We retested it here again. I'm gonna enter in based on the invalidation. Invalidation for me will be here. Give me a second there. Oh man, I hate when you log in and you ask you for the fucking authenticator code. Right, cool. Let's have a look. I'm gonna hit buy in just a second. Let's have a look. Right, so we're finding resistance off what? Right now, let me delete this, delete that, delete this. Get my pen back on the tool, get some red. So we're finding resistance off this low here. Right, this area here is where we're finding resistance there. I'd like to see us come into here, lose this here, come back. There's one more retest there. I can enter in with then my invalidation is here. Okay, I do not want to see price. Let's go on the 5 minutes. Because interestingly enough, 10 o'clock was here. So we run the lows of here. Yesterday's lows. Not yesterday's lows, yeah. Yeah, we run the yesterday's lows, which means confirmations. Okay, cool. 15 minutes. That's 5 minutes. So look. Yeah, I like to see us come back down here. 1550.06. Around this area, around this 1550, let's put it there. That's the retest I would like to see. Makes sense, because if that's consolidation, right, this is an area of consolidation. Price consolidated, broke out, retest. Let's hold it, let's go up higher. Looking at that. Let's have a look. I want to see a breakdown if I even enter in. I can enter in right now based on the validation, no problem. What I'm cautious about is this here. Give me a couple of minutes if I enter in. I've got it open. Yeah. It is annoying. It's not pink, Adam. It's freaking red. I swear to God, it's red, man. Maybe we should just swap eyes, isn't it? You walk a mile in, like, look a mile in my shoes, in my eyes. I'm messing. I got love for you guys, but that's what I'm looking for in terms of the play. Because if price, right? Let's say that's 3 minutes bucket. We'll come back to it. I think we got a little bit of time for a pullback or whatnot. Hopefully, if you start showing me higher highs, then I'll have to enter in and whatnot. Because like we're right here at this key right here, this point here, and that's why I'm gonna be a little bit more patient right here. I'm not gonna enter in right now. You see how we're just grinding on this here and just holding above it there. If it was to be bullish, it should have gone up, but it's not like, well, it is gonna be bullish anyway. But it's just slow grind there. I want to see it come back down into this area here at least, the very minimum for me to enter in. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. LRDI, bruv, it's freaking red, man. Guys, man, I love you to bits though. You guys take the piss. You guys take the piss. God bless you guys, man. But yeah, that's really it. That's pretty much it. And then like, let's just say, FOMC does push you back all the way to range high, and we come into this area here, stops at the runs, come back down here, plays back down to Monday's high, and we start breaking down. I'm happy to enter in. You got your invalidation over here, play it back down to 75% of the range and back down to mid range, from the mid range back down to 75, well, monthly open. Keep playing it within this range, all right? 25% of the range and then range low. Keep playing it until proven otherwise. That's all it is. Once we break out to Monday's range, then we play out the breakout the Monday's range. There's nothing more to it. It's just literally bastards making a high. Fuck it, enter in now. Sometimes you just gotta enter in. 1 minute, a second. I'm just trying to probably find a squeeze, a nice tight entry. Nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for an entry. If I miss it, I miss it. I'm gonna wait for me personally. You know why? Because you see this area here? All we've done so far now, we've grinded all the way up there to fill out all this inefficiency. See this inefficiency right there? And we're right close to the end of this. So why would I actually go long? Because this is gonna be on the 1 minute as resistance. See this? This is the last one up candle while we was having that drop itself. It's this candle here on the 1 minute. This is the area that I'm expecting some sort of resistance. If we reclaim and hold above, it's a different story, right? Then it's a different story. Then I'm like, all right, cool. I can still get on board on here, right? But I do expect some sort of resistance here. So I'm not going to enter in just yet. Sometimes if I don't get a clean entry over here, or even over here, you know, like it is what it is. Like I would have loved to get into here. This is where the ideal place would have been, right here, there. But I didn't get in, so I'm quite happy that you wait. If I miss it, I miss it, and wait on a more of a of a better confirmation itself. Bro, I'm partially colorblind. That's the thing is. I made an. Let's have a look. Let me have a look at Discord, you guys. You guys, man, honestly. I'm not gonna say nothing. Shots are fired. It's red though, I'm telling you. Did you make that yourself? That is fucking sick though. That's really cool. I'm gonna lie to you. That's really, really cool. Let me show it to you. Let me show it to you. This is funny. This is really good. This is not red. That's really good. Right, you can play that game. You can play that game. Cruz, you stay out of it, bro. Fucking pink. Oh, bless you guys, man. But yeah. So yeah, so we come into this block here. Finding it's a bit of resistance. So look at it. It's not. They're going at it again. They're still going at it. This is what I'm facing with right now. Bunch of dickheads. I love them though. I love them. They're family still at the end of the day. You gotta stick with them no matter what, unfortunately. But yeah, what I'm looking for is this now. I mean, we filled out the inefficiency. It's all good there. Quick run up here. So now I want to see this come back down for us to play it back down. For me to actually enter in with a, you know, I can place my invalidation and whatnot and play it higher there. So that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm down for that as well. I'm down after that. Alright, cool. So that's pretty much it with Ethereum. There's nothing much more to it, you know. EBTC, let me touch on EBTC. Like, obviously, the plan for Ethereum in terms of the short is still the same. If, like I discussed, using this range over here, that's still the same. The fucking postman. Yeah, the postman. Yeah. The plan is still the same to actually come back down. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't really have a completely good read on this just yet. It's just that the fact is, right, if I were to draw a range bound environment, so look at this. It gave me a few opportunities to enter in. So that's the range high, and I'd say that's like, let's say that's the range low. No, let's just use this as the range low. Doesn't really fucking matter anyway, right? And approximately this is around, no, that'd be higher. So about here, around here looks like the mid range itself. And found resistance there, did a stop run there, sells off there quite deeply, come back into the mid-range. So we bounce off the mid-range, which makes sense after using this consolidation over here. That's a deviation, being a deviation and deviation there, and making lower highs. And you can clearly see if I were to draw a trend line using this high in particular and that the high there, which shows us where is the confirmation for longs. If we get back up, hold above it there, reclaim, hold above these highs there. This is my confirmation for longs, playing it up for higher price. It's $1,700 going to about I think it's like, I don't know what the highs are for July's high. Then we play from there. But because we're day trading there, we're just looking for potential plays there. There's nothing more to say about it. It's just as long as we hold above it, that will be the deviation of this low here, of this SR, and then hold above it. Then we can play up higher, take into these highs there. So I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna be a little bit patient there. I'm not gonna rush into anything. ETH/BTC, just quickly, just thinking, rushing into it. So ETH/BTC has come back and retested this area, all right? Two key levels, right? Number one, so we've got we've got to focus on this area here. Okay, let me put this in the 1 hour. Makes it a bit more easier to read out. So we are playing between range high and mid range. Okay, this is the mid range between these areas here, right? Everyone's following me? So what we've done now, number one, is when we've broken out of it, bullish market structure, we broke out, we come back and retest off that mid range, which is 75% of the range of the macro weekly range. Okay, that's number one. At the same time, if you were to remove these lines there and just were to look for a purely SR point of view, you've got this particular high itself is the key point, and all we've done, we've kissed into it quite perfectly. Support, off we go. So then now, if we hold above this, reclaim and hold above this, then we know, yep, we're back into that range from that high to that low, back into this range play, back into this area here, squeeze it back to range high. Once we break out to range high, hold above this, and then where's our next target? It would have to be all the way to range high, which is over there, which is around 0.0825. And if this happens, trust me, your alt's going to go up higher, and it's going to be a bit more good as well. Ethereum's going to have a nicer run compared to Bitcoin. Ethereum's going to actually start pushing up a lot more higher. But we'll see how it goes as the time unfolds itself. Just wait for FOMC. I think that's the best thing to do. The easiest, your confirmation play for you to say, yeah, 100%, let's go for longs, especially like swing, like, you know, not swing blade, like trades onto spot buys and alt, I think leverage buys on alts. This is your confirmation. Then from there, we'll see what happens next. That's what we're looking for, but we're in this range bound environment right over here. So that's what I'm looking for. Nothing too much to it. I'm gonna squeeze in I think Doge. Doge has come into it, like into an area of support. What is the support? So we know we've got this range over here. Let me put this 4 hour, and you can see this range here. That's range high, and that's range low, and that's what we're playing. We're at the 75%, 25% range. We're looking for a reclaim of mid of 25%, then go to 16.7, squeeze it up to 19.1, and then 21.4, and then from there we'll see what happens. That's what we're looking for. I mean, there's like these highs over there. We don't know. We'll work it out level to level. That's what I'm looking for. But squeezing into Doge, right? Just on the 1 hour, you can clearly see, right? We've lost that 25% range. This is the deviation, come there, resistance. It was complete resistance there and start selling off. And where do we sell off to? We come down to a nice SR off to this base here. Off this base here. That's where we are. Consolidating around this area here. Not too good convincing just yet. If we were to hold above it, show some bullish price action there. And ETH/BTC is looking bullish. Ethereum is looking bullish. Bitcoin is looking bullish. Let's go up to there. Squeeze it back to range high. And then we'll play the continuation plan as we get above and go up higher. Or, and that's one thing, and at the same time, we can see price is fill out the inefficiency. So if I were to show you, this was the inefficiency from this low here to this high there. And what happened is, you can see, we've come back right up here. That's now filled out the inefficiency. I can actually enter in with Doge. I might as well enter back in right now, you know. Because I cut a number of my position yesterday. I'm just gonna enter in now. I'm gonna enter in now. Yeah, I'm gonna enter in now, and then see what we play. So let's see what happens. If we come back down, come back into this area, as long as we hold above this, I'm still good to go. I'm still happy to play it back up to this area there, this area. Then we have the plan for the bullish plan. But if we come back, right, where am I? You know, if we have a clean smash below here, you know, breaks down, finds resistance, come back down to this area, find resistance of this. Then we can come back into 10.5 cents. Not looking good there. I don't want to see this happening. I don't mind a quick deviation there because of FOMC, but we need to reclaim and hold above this. Then I can say, yeah, carry on, let's go up higher. It is a swing play for me on Doge to go up higher. We'll see how it goes. That's Doge there. I'm gonna squeeze in PYR, and then take care of yourself, Justin, and then we'll call it a day. PYR. Well, do you remember when I was trying PYR with you guys, right? I drew this range band environment here. So we got range low to range high, and I mean, I bought a number of PYR around here, around there, and some around here. Played it all the way up there to range high. Target was done. That was all done, clear enough there, and all we've done, you can see quite clearly, this doesn't look good though. If you think about it, it doesn't look good because we didn't even come up above to these highs, take out these highs and hold above it. Instead, what we've done a deviation of that range, of that weekly range high, and we come back down, we'll find resistance at the mid range. So if I want to enter back in, right, I mean, we still got like a trend line going on. Let's have a look. Let me just extend this, elongate this. That's the mid range. That's it, yeah. So I mean, we got this, right? So let's have a look from here to there. I mean, yeah, you can see, you can use this. You can use this trend line there. So in this trend line there. I mean, if we come into this area, start breaking down, lose this area there, then yeah, let's play back down to mid range. From the mid range, we see how we play. And come back to the range low. So 25% range, and see what happens at range low. That's what we're looking for in terms of short play itself. But I mean, if it comes into this area consolidation right here, finds resistance, you can already say that's your confirmation. Well, not confirmation. Your validations over here to play down shorts there. But again, if Ethereum's looking bullish, right, like which I am suspecting Ethereum, EPTC to push up higher, I don't see us want to lose this area. But we have to actually mark out like bearish plan just in case. We hold above it, let's say, holds above it, reclaims bullish market structure, take out these highs over there. That's always that's giving me a confirmation to play back to range high, from the range high. See what happens there. Once we hold above this area, this high itself, let's go up for higher prices and we play from there, right? In terms of targets, where we'll be looking for, you'll be looking at, yeah, $6.70. I just want to do a quick extension of a range once again. Let me just do a quick extension once again. Does it line in? That's what I want to see. 5 and 2. Let's do. Yeah, it does make sense. So you can see us come into here, and we might squeeze into $7.12, and then see what happens over here. Do we do something like this, hold above, continuation, carrying going higher, or do we do something like this, back down, bullish market structure, continuation going down back to mid range to $6.06, play it back into these highs over here, into this high in particular, and see how we react, and then maybe to $5. So that's what we're looking for in terms of PYR actually. But I don't see why can't we actually go a bit higher. I don't see why not. This is all a consolidation. You can clearly see, and I like it when we have consolidation, because look, this is the high, right, and this is the low. Everyone agrees with it, okay? The grand scheme of things for the last 5-6 months or so, whatever, let's call it 6 months now. It's going to be 6 months. We've consolidated in this area here. That's what we've done, right? Which is good. We had a bit of a deviation there. We've got some support there. Got some support over here. We're reclaiming the mid range. As long as we hold above this, you can clearly see right here from this high itself. That's the key pivot right there, right? We made higher highs. We're taking out these highs there. All we need to see in terms of confirmation is do something like this, right? That's the highs that's actually capping the market there. Once we reclaim that market there, that high, reclaim there, play it back to range high. That's the range high. On the breakout of things, right? That's when we say, yeah, you know what? Let's fucking go. Because this is the consolidation for so long, and expansion will be quite fucking vigorous. Very, very, very strong, I believe so. And then, like, in terms of where we'll be looking for targets, well, let's go on the 12 hours. At least we get some nice looking candles there. In terms of like targets wise, well, we'll have to target here, number one, around here, this low here, which is about $6.75, and then I'll be looking for areas around here, $10. The $10 marker definitely be a very key point around there. As a whole number, always psychologically, yeah, an interesting point of view as well. And then I'll be looking at areas over here. how we react off this low there, which is about $12, which is basically a 3x move. This is a 3x move, right, from here. And if it is like a mini alt run that we have experienced back in the 2008 April, 2008, fuck off, 2018 April, right? Seeing 3-4x moves like that, it makes sense to run this size up there into this basic consolidation, right? Into this, oops, fuck off, what's on here? Into here, right? Come back into this area there, and a retest off there, breaks down, lows, bullish, bearish price action. This is my confirmation. Stop loss above the highs. Let's send this back down into the basic consolidation there, and that's a fucking sweet swing trade there. That's what we're looking for. So we play level to level though. There's a lot of things we can do, but in all honesty, like the truth be told, is just be patient. Just be patient. Let NFP do his thing. There's no need to rush. No need to squeeze anything out there. You're squeezing anything out there, you're just gonna fuck yourself over. Like I said, look, I tried to squeeze out some longs and whatever, some alt longs and whatever, and what happened was I got squeezed the fuck out. You know, like I didn't get stopped out, but I still took a loss. You know, even if you lose half an hour, it's half an hour. If you did for those swing trades, half an hour, that's a lot of money we're talking about. That's 2 hours already on a swing trade, but it is what it is there. Do you always mark it by a position? Most of the time I do. Most of the time I always do. Very, very rarely I put like limit orders. I put limit orders if I'm going to go to bed, kind of thing. And if I put a limit order, then I put my stop loss would be a little bit more wider, because I can't manage it. Because I know, like, if I wake up, I don't want to wake up, stops me out, and then does something like that. If I have a stop loss over here, for example, a bit more wider, at least it gives me a bit of breathing space as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, market, because market has higher fees than limit, right? That's true. Yeah, that's true. Limit's always a bit cheaper, but you know what? If the idea is correct, right, you make the profit out of it. It doesn't really matter in too much. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Pirate. Really appreciate that, man. All right, but that's it for me. That's it, really. Nothing much more to say. I mean, FOMC, be patient. Let its thing to do its thing. After FOMC, if it's going to be a bullish month, we'll have a bullish month. We play this. We've got 3 weeks to go for the month. We just started. It's going to be 2 days. So we've got 28 days of November to play after this. So, coming into an alt a little bit later, I have no problem with that. Missing out on a trade, I have no problem with that. I've showed you today that I missed out on trades. Like yesterday, I had to sit on my hands. You know, it's a tough thing to do sometimes, but you just gotta sit. I think sit on your hands. Oh, bless you, Chris. Appreciate that. But listen, thank you so much for that, Jordan. Shout out to you, man. You've been one of my OGs as well. Yeah, like from the early days. Really, really appreciate you, man. Really, really do. But yeah, we'll call it a day, and yeah, let's see what happens in FMC. So there's so much opportunity. That's right. Yeah, we'll see what happens after FOMC. Like you've got the ideas of what we're looking for. You got like BTC and Ethereum. You know that you got Monday's range. You know you got like blocks of consolidation we need to work out for. We know what dollar index is, what we're looking for dollar index as well. We've talked about ES. We talked about all the key things as well. PYR, we did spend some time on that. Doge and there. I've just re-entered Doge as well. I mean, like if I'm happy to cut the trade, it's a spot. If I do take a hit, I take a hit on a spot, not on a leverage as well. So I've re-entered on Doge as well, which is about, I think I got, I wouldn't say it's not 10% gain. I don't think I have 10% more of Doge in there like that I had originally, but I'm back in as well. So we'll see what happens. Post FOMC, come tomorrow, we'll have things a bit more clear. But then again, remember, Friday's NFP. So if you are going to take trades, again, still make it short term. All right, just see what happens with these BPS shit as well, and we go from there. All right. So really appreciate you guys, man. I love you. I love you all too as well, man. Thank you so much for that. Enjoy your day. Have a great Wednesday, and stay safe, man. Catch you guys soon.